Coming up on Power Sports Talk, how a $13 million contract affected the college ball recruiting world. And what coaches are on the hot seat for 2023? Find out next on Power Sports Talk. Jaden Rashada is a five-star quarterback in the 2023 class. On June 26, Rashada committed to the University of Miami. He would later flip his commitment to the University of Florida. Not long after signing with the Gators, the quarterback signed a $13 million NIL deal with the Gator Collective. That's $13 million to a player who hasn't even stepped on campus yet. On December the 7th, Rashada received a letter of termination from Eddie Rojas, who is the CEO of the Gator Collective, for the $13 million contract. Rashada has since requested the termination of his letter of intent to the University of Florida, which was granted. So Rashada went on visits to TCU and Arizona State in the last few days. The Ole Miss Rebels have a quarterback controversy of their own. During the 2021 season, head coach Lane Kiffin landed transfer Jackson Dart from USC. During this offseason, Kiffin landed another transfer quarterback in Spencer Sanders from Oklahoma State and Walker Howard from LSU. Spencer Sanders started the last two seasons at Oklahoma State, boasting a 31-12 record as a starter. Sanders threw for 2,600 yards in 2022 with 11 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Jackson Dart transferred to Ole Miss from USC after Caleb Williams followed Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma. The Rebels went 8-5 with him under center this season. Dart played well all season. He had a 20-11 touchdown to interception ratio and threw for over 2,900 yards. Even if you don't love Ole Miss football, this quarterback battle is one to follow during the spring. The SEC has seen a few changes in the coaching position this offseason, the biggest being Auburn University hiring Hugh Freeze from Liberty. The former Ole Miss head coach is now back in the SEC. Freeze had a 39-25 record while with the Rebels, including beating his new team's in-state rival, Alabama, in back-to-back seasons. Speaking of the Rebels, Ole Miss had hired a new defensive coordinator, Pete Golding, out of Alabama. Golding was widely known at Alabama as one of the best recruiters Coach Saban had on his staff. His defense this past season ranked second in the SEC in scoring defense, only allowing an average of 18.2 points per game. With the passing of Mike Leach, Mississippi State had to make a new hire at head coach. They decided to elevate their defensive coordinator, Zach Arnett. Arnett coached the team in their bowl win over Illinois. Every season starts with a few coaches around the league whose seats are just a little hot to begin the season. Well, here are my coaches around the SEC whose seat heaters could be getting turned on during the 2023 season. First, we start with Jimbo Fisher. He had the #1 recruiting class in 2022, signing 8 5-stars and 19 4-stars. This marked one of the best recruiting classes of all time. The only downside is Texas A&M simply did not perform on the field. They had a 5-7 record that included a loss at home to Appalachian State. During the offseason, Fisher hired Bobby Petrino to be his offensive coordinator and play caller. Yeah, that man right there. A job Jimbo had since coming to A&M. Next is Sam Pittman. Pittman has been at Arkansas for 2 years now. The first season was a surprising one to say the least. Their 9-win season was the first since 2006. In 2022, Pittman and the Hogs took a step back, going 7-6. It's hard to put Coach Pittman on this list because the only reason Arkansas is being held to this standard is because of what he did in year 1. Last but not least is Billy Napier. After the Jaden Rashada debacle and lackluster 2022 season, Coach Napier's seat is going to be a little hot coming into the 2023 season. After going 6-7 in year 1, his seat's just a little warm now. But if 2023 is anything like this year's one was, he's going to need to find the closest fire extinguisher. Got one right here he can borrow if he needs it. Don't go anywhere because after the break, how 2 top 15 basketball teams were on the brink of upsets in their home buildings. And a look at the 10th annual SEC Big 12 Challenge. All that and more next on Power Sports Talk. Welcome back into Power Sports Talk. I'm Jackson Powers. The SEC basketball landscape looks a little different in 2023. New teams like Alabama, Tennessee, and Auburn are on the rise. The number 2 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide are ranked at the highest they've ever been since 2003. Their first game with that new ranking is one Bama fans certainly did not expect. Number 2 Alabama at home versus Mississippi State. State came out scoring, leading it by as many as 11 points in the first half. They were scoring early and often against the Alabama defense. But now with 5.9 seconds to go in the half, Dominic Welch gets it. Count it for 3. Assist from Javon Quinterly. Bama down 7 at half. That's their largest deficit of the season. 13:07 second half. Bama down 6. Brandon Miller with the block. Looks like 2016 LeBron out there. Miller goes up, blocks it. Let's look at it a few more times here. Look at the big man going up, pinning it against the glass. Blocking it twice. 9:30 to go. Bama down 1. Sears in the corner. Kicks it to Rylan Griffin. Bottom. Tide claimed the first lead of the game. Now 55 seconds to go. Bama up 1. State takes the lead. Tolu Smith knocks in the layup. Would make the and 1. Now 6.3 seconds to go. First shot's blocked. Eric Reed Jr. shoots a 2. They're down 3. Why 2? It's no good. Tide survive. Head coach Nate Oates not happy post-game.
The effort for 40 minutes, not happy with a lot of things in the game, but as a staff, sometimes you got to learn how to win a tight game, and you can't generate that in practice. I mean, we've been doing into game situations knowing that I've told the guys, like, we're going to have to execute some late game stuff.
Freshman forward Brandon Miller leads the team, averaging 19.5 points per game. Miller is 6'9" and shoots like a guard. His 19.5 points per game is a league best. He is currently projected to be the 4th overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft, according to Sports Illustrated. The 15th ranked Auburn Tigers welcomed the 13-6 Texas A&M Aggies to the Jungle Wednesday night. Auburn is defending the nation's longest home winning streak at 28 games, while A&M is coming into the game 1-3 against Quad 1 opponents. Number 15 Auburn at home, taking on A&M. Texas A&M came out cold early, down 8 quick. Tyrese Radford, 3, count it. A&M down 5 now. 8:01 first half, A&M up 1 now. Radford again, 3, count it. His second of the game. 13:56 second half. Radford in the corner. You know it's going in. The last 2 have. That's his third of the day, his final from 3 beyond the arc. He was 3 of 7. 5:45 second half. A&M up 9. Radford gets it, makes the and 1. He would make the free throw. 5:09 second half. Radford with the layup. He would finish with a team high 30 points, 1 shy of a season high. Auburn's home winning streak is over. The Aggies stunned the Tigers at home. Tyrese Radford scored a team-high 30 points against the Tigers. A&M improves to 6-1 in conference play, putting them tied second with Tennessee. The SEC Big 12 Challenge is playing its 10th annual year this Saturday. The SEC is 3-4-2 in the challenge. 2 of their 3 wins have come in the last 2 seasons, winning 6 of 10 games last year and 5 of 9 the year prior. 2 of the best conferences in college basketball are squaring off this weekend. The 2 of the most intriguing matchups to look forward to are Kentucky versus number 9 Kansas and number 10 Texas versus number 4 Tennessee. The Jayhawks are 16-4 coming into this game. They have lost their last 3 though. Kansas head coach Bill Self has not lost 4 in a row during his time at Kansas. On the other hand, Kentucky is having a down year by their standards, starting it with a season with 14-6, winning their last 4 though, led by last year's Player of the Year Oscar Tshiebwe, who averages 16.6 per game and an astonishing 13.9 rebounds per game. Before the 2 Blue Bloods take the court on Saturday, a few hours south in Knoxville, the number 4 ranked Volunteers will take on the 10th ranked Texas Longhorns. Texas is coming into the game having won 5 of their last 6 games, led by Marcus Carr, who averages 17.6 points per game, while Tennessee is coming into after a dominating win over Georgia. Well, that's all the time we have for today. For Powers Sports Talk, I'm Jackson Powers, and I'll see you next time.